People must think football season's over. Only got 3 watching right now.
No comments. We need T-Fred to get out of basketball so we can have at least one. Audio is up, yes.
Oh, it's this one here. Three watching 1, 2, and 3, I think, maybe. Right. All right here.
Oh, I haven't logged in yet.
Oh, so we got 1, 2.
It'll all work out.
We got things to say.
We can still say.
Oh. So if we get done with the huddle sooner than normal, which we will, we just do open mic, just start.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Making sure.
Like those.
Stretching.
Not a lot left to talk about.
I think there's some good.
There's some off-field stuff we got to talk
Oh,
about.
boy.
Yeah.
What happened?
Segment 1, you'll find out.
Segment 1.
Segment 1? Yeah, we got the first 2 segments covered. Segment 3 might be a high and by.
High and by. Where do you have a cup?
I didn't have my.
Sonic.
Huh?
Sonic.
I did have Sonic today just because I had a long day. I had to get some caffeine. I'm trying to cut back my sweet tea. Oh, 6 o'clock. I'm about to start this intro, but I don't think it has audio. It didn't have audio last week, so.
Guess what?
Welcome to the last High School Huddle of
Maybe have a
2023.
Yes, we're back. So glad to have you. I hope that's the only button that's not working. Last few shows we've had the UCO football field in the background.
yeah.
And I had to delete that, and so the shortcut is
We're
off.
back.
We're back. But appreciate you checking out. It is Wednesday, December 13th, 2023, and the high school football season has come to an end.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap, and we're here to wrap it up. Of course, there's going to be a lot of stuff, a lot of moving parts already. Already some coaching changes have already taken place. Some new coaches, some spots that have not been filled yet. basketball coaches are already resigning. It's not even December 15th.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, man, there's a lot. There's a lot of things to get to. We appreciate your comments and questions and all that great stuff in the chat as well. Kind of a quiet crowd here as everyone segues out of football and into the winter sports. And but as we were talking about last week, we were anticipating the retirement of head football coach at Owasso Rams, Coach Bill Blankenship. That did come true, and they announced his replacement as well as Coach Bill Blankenship. A great career, high school, college, back to the high school, and just a great career for head coach Bill Blankenship at Owasso.
Yeah, one of the best, and he's won everywhere he's ever been, at the collegiate level, at the high school level. He's just always had success wherever he was, and just a good overall good dude. You know, I mean, that's the other thing, just a good man. So, great career, Coach. Hope he enjoys his retirement.
Yes, yeah. It had a big old press conference last week at Owasso. Saw the photos and some video there as well. But trying to pull this up here real quick. I'm trying to find the head coach's name. I had it just a second. Now I can't find it. But Bill Blankenship, what was it, 69-18. Yeah, at Owasso, 6A1 semifinal games, or 6 semifinal games, 3 championship game appearances, and state titles in 2017 and 2019.
Yeah, great career.
Antonio Graham.
Antonio Graham, thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. Yeah, Antonio Graham named the head coach there. I believe he was the defensive coordinator for the Rams, and he'll take over that as well as took place on the 3rd floor of the Owasso Wellness Center.
What floor?
3rd floor.
Oh,
The
yeah,
3rd
3
floor.
floors. Okay.
Yes, 3 floors.
Up there?
Oh, no,
elevator.
elevator. Yeah.
I'm assuming the escalator probably wasn't working. So, yeah, so they had to take the elevator up there. But 40 seasons of football coaching, 34 as a head coach.
Wow.
So
It's a great career.
very cool. I think I can show the video here or the picture here. This is courtesy of the Tulsa Roll. There you see Coach Blankenship handing over the reins to Coach Brown. Antonio Brown, is that what you said?
Graham.
Coach Graham.
Yep.
I don't know why I cannot get that in my head. That is Coach Graham, but
Because you're thinking of Bill Blankenship.
man, I just pushed the wrong button. It's not going to send me back. I go back over there.
Oh, sweet Jesus. Boy, I tell you.
Last one. Just work with us. Just work with us. Just work with us.
Just bear with us.
Just one more show, guys. One more show. To the
Just got to get through this.
9 that are you watching, just hey, bear with us. It'll get better.
Just hang
We'll try to fix that. Didn't get here till 5:45, so was able to work on that. So anyway, so we mentioned last week. Yeah, I think we did on this show last week. Westmore
Yep.
let go their head football coach, and they had a school board.
6A1 Coach of the Year, by the way.
Well, but we don't know that he. I mean, well, never mind.
Well, he was.
We don't know any of the details behind it.
Well, he was on a podcast.
Yeah, sure was.
And was talking about it. He didn't go into big detail, but he went to some detail, and basically they said the program that kind of maxed out what he was doing there at the program, wasn't maybe working enough with the junior high, wasn't making enough appearance with the junior high, and that the more folks, officials said he had taken the program as far as he could.
Wow. That starts happening in high school sports.
Well, they had a scoreboard meeting, and there was a lot of support for Coach. A lot of support there for him, too, as well. Yeah,
there was a big school board meeting Monday night. Monday night was a busy night for school board meetings with coaches, but of course we're talking about Lorenzo Williams, and there was about 150 people at that school board meeting. Coach Williams was not there, and he's going to stay on as a teacher, and I think he helps with the track program.
Track program, yeah, that's what we heard.
But the school board allowed 30 minutes of public comment, then exited into closed session shortly thereafter to discuss other issues. According to the Oklahoman here, Moore Superintendent Robert Romine said after the meeting, I can't talk about personnel matters, but I can tell you that I absolutely love the fact that our community is passionate about their employees and the programs. I do value that. I do value what they had to say this evening. Fell back on the personnel issue. That's always the safe
That's
way.
always the fallback.
Always the safe way to go out on there. So, yeah, you know, it's interesting. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the show. You always hear, obviously, NFL coaches and college coaches being relieved of duties for not winning enough, or I brought it up. Is that sneaking into the high school?
Yeah.
Appears to be. I think that's a slippery slope. I think it's a dangerous thing to get. I mean, but you know, we listen, we all love sports. We all love high school sports, but high school's so different. I mean, you don't, well, I guess our next segment, and maybe this isn't true anymore, but I was getting ready to say you got to play with what you got, but I guess that's not true anymore to some degree. But,
no. Well, remember, he had a quarterback moved in or transferred in.
That was.
And to be honest with you, if he doesn't move in, it'd be interesting to see how
many games they won.
Well, they go 7-5.
7-5.
7-5 this year. It'd be interesting if MJ Graham did not move in. How
many losses?
Division One.
Yeah.
Because he was a big part of their offense.
I just want my high school coaches. To do the following things. I want them to teach the game. I want it to be an extension of the classroom where they're learning, right? Learn leadership, how to play as a teammate, how to overcome adversity, how to persevere, you know, all these different things that you're going to need in life, right? That's the beauty of all sports, true? Mm-hmm. And it just bothers me that, because, you know, parents can screw anything up. I say that as a parent. I'm not a coach. We can screw anything up. I mean, you know, we don't like how little Johnny's being handled. We make a decision that, you know, and if you have some influence in a community and you get a little bit of momentum, and next thing you know, just because you don't like how something's being done, you go run off a good person that's a good teacher for the kids.
Yeah.
And I always liked the high school situation. If you were a good person, you ran a good program, you worked hard, you did your job. If you chose to, stay there as long as you want. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, they said that they took them to the max where they can go. I mean, they went.
It's all about performance.
They went 2-8 2 years ago. They went 3-8 last year, and they go 7-5 this year.
Yeah,
that's an improvement.
It's a BS.
Improvement.
It's a BS
Improvement. I mean, he improved every single year for the last 3 years that he was there.
It's truly a BS answer that they gave.
You know,
I mean,
look at it the other side. Maybe that's perhaps the farthest that he could take them.
I mean, it could be, but I think the point is that what you really want high school sports to be about? I mean, is it about if you can't win state titles, then you can't be the coach here anymore? If you're a good teacher, a good person, I mean,
I'm just trying to think of where they're coming from. I'm just trying to.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
But I get that. But also, like you and I had this conversation about college football, where I was saying that I felt like Coach Gundy probably had taken him as far as he could take him at Oklahoma State. Mm-hmm. And your argument, and I think a very good argument, is he's won a ton of ball games. He's consistently here. He's consistently there. He's done it without a lot of NIL money. He's done it with this, and this. And my point was, well, at the college level, well, if you want to be a good program, that's fine. If you want to compete for titles, I mean, it depends on what your measuring stick is, right?
Yeah.
But I've always made a separation between college and high school.
You have to.
There should be. There is.
I just think there's, you know, I just think it's not even a slippery slope. It's a bad idea to start terminating people because there's, at least what they're saying is, not enough wins.
I'm assuming he was
That's
a teacher.
a bad idea.
He was a teacher, right?
I would assume.
So I'm assuming he's a teacher. Was his football stipend higher than his teacher pay? Probably not. So I mean, if he's great in the classroom, he's teaching kids, you know, arithmetic or whatever he teaches. That's what it should be. That's what it should be based on right there. But again, bizarre situation.
The other thing that's crazy, Ronnie, is at least I know from my coaches, my best coaches were also really good classroom teachers.
Yeah.
And one thing that's really changed over the years too, a lot of these head coaches don't teach classroom.
No.
Yeah.
Especially in the bigger classes of football, their sole job is the football program. And so
the elite ones, yes.
The elite ones.
Yep.
Well, and even
Yeah, if the AD can get him out of a classroom,
Get him in
6 hours a
something
day,
simpler.
get him something simpler. Yeah, they'll do that. Give him a assistant athletic director job,
or put them in a deal where maybe they have some responsibilities inside the school, maybe not necessarily the classroom, but that's done at 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
or something. But
yeah.
And I understand why they do that too, but I don't see that. I don't think that happens in other sports, does it?
Well, just to add to it here.
No.
No. Coach was
Baseball coaches are still teaching.
in eight seasons, Westmore won 4 academic state championships and was 15-1 against the Moore and Southmore.
God, I just don't. I mean, you're doing all these things right.
Beat Jinx this year.
Yep.
Beat Broken Arrow this year.
Yep.
Now, we don't know everything.
Correct.
Right? We don't know everything that's involved in the scenario.
That's why I was trying to think. And, of course, we're here to speculate because the school is saying it's a personnel matter and they're going to let us know. So they're giving us the right to speculate.
Yeah.
Well, that's the big out for everybody. I mean, and I've always said, I understand why you have personnel matters, and what the schools will say, it's to protect the teachers as much as it is the school. And I think there is some truth to that. But I've always wondered why you can't discuss things that are all funded by taxpayers' money.
This was a statement by Moore Public Schools. Moore Public Schools and Lorenzo Williams have parted ways regarding football coaching duties. Coach Williams remains on the teaching staff and will serve as a track coach, but no other. But that was it.
So obviously he's getting it done in the classroom, and they're still going to let him coach because he's going to coach track. So it all adds up that this is about not enough wins in football.
Yeah.
Which
so who can Westmore get that can do better than 7-5?
Good luck. I mean, who's
and that's Chris's argument would be about O State.
Yeah.
I mean, a valid argument.
Look at Broken Arrow. They fire a coach who won a state championship. And
great call, Broken Arrow. Good job.
And now
it's been downhill ever since.
Yeah. So
I mean, did they think they're going to get Bill Blankenship? I mean,
or do they? In college football, usually you kind of know who you're going to kind of go after.
Oh, yeah.
And they have interest. Then you let the coach go. So who knows what.
I'd like to know the real answer on when Coach was let go at Broken Arrow. We've been told the answer. We've been told what happened. Mm-hmm. I can't verify that.
Makes sense.
But it's a pretty logical, and the source is pretty darn good.
Good source.
Real good source. Yeah. But we're not going to talk about that here. But the answer we were given, pretty weak.
Yeah.
Pretty weak. And I just think it's dangerous when you start doing that with high school jobs. I just think it's dangerous. So.
Yeah. Edmond Memorial, looking for a new head football coach.
Got to ask today why.
Yeah, that program just trying to find.
Well, he put a statement out, and he basically saying he's going to pursue
leaving coaching.
He's going to pursue other businesses outside of the schools. Yeah. Which we've seen people do that.
And that's perfectly
happens all the time.
Fine.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Fine. You got family situations. You want to go make more money.
Yeah.
Take on other opportunities.
Yeah.
So there's not always something negative about it when it happens.
Right.
But I will say this: Edmond Memorial struggling.
Yeah.
Edmond North struggling.
Yep.
And then you see Santa Fe over there not struggling. Having some success.
Yeah, good success.
And a lot of times it comes down to, well, we all hear things, but I know I'm close to a gentleman whose kiddos played sports in Edmond Memorial system, and he always says the same thing. A lot of daddy ball goes on at Edmond Memorial, and I don't know if that's true or that's not true, but perception's reality a lot of times, right? Mm-hmm. And I think we'd all be naive to assume that there's not some truth in that. No matter, not just Edmond, but in any school, right? So, just a lot of things they got to balance, but it's...
we're talking about Logan Thomas. Spent 3 seasons at Edmond Memorial as the head coach, and as Ronnie said, he is leaving to go outside of education.
Yeah.
He said the opportunity to serve as the head football coach at Memorial High School the last several years has been a privilege for myself and my family. Today I met with the team and let them know I would not be returning to Memorial next year as I pursue opportunities outside of coaching. 3-7 this year, 4-7 the year before, and 1-9 in his first season there. So
with a Division I commit Power 5 quarterback.
Mm-hmm. Memorial did host a playoff game against Enid in 2022, but lost that one 32-27. Of course, Coach Thomas was a Edmond Memorial graduate. So also Ryan Breeze resigned as the Lawton head football coach. Breeze resigned after 6 years of leading the program. Joey Goodman of the Lawton Constitution reported this. Breeze stepped in the head coaching role to succeed his father, but Lawton, there for the longest time, had no problem getting to the state semifinals.
Right.
They were there all the time, just couldn't get over that hump. And down this year, we saw them earlier this year in a scrimmage, and all 3 Lawton schools down a little bit, but MacArthur's coming back.
Yep.
They got a young group,
they do.
a couple of good sophomores, soon to be juniors, but Lawton MacArthur would be a top 5 team probably to begin next year's.
Be interesting to see with, and I know we're going to talk about this topic later, but with some of the changes that are coming in, that's starting next year with transfers in the state of Oklahoma, that because Elgin's on the upswing big time, not far from Lawton Mac or Lawton Public Schools. It'll be very interesting to see how that rule change impacts Elgin and the Lawton schools.
And we kind of want to go back to the Edmonds situation, right? So last season, Coach Tanner Roof moved on, took the OCS job. And then this year you got the Memorial coach stepping away. I mean, Edmond is a tough place to coach high school football.
That's what I always hear. With
the West Side, I mean, it's hard to compete against the Jinx, Bixby's, and everything over on the East Side because there's 3 Edmond schools. Everything's split up, so it's hard to have success in Edmond. It really is. It's
especially
tough.
Football. Think of
Carter Winston's the coach there over at Edmond North now. He's a Santa Fe graduate, good ball player. But it's tough, man.
I wonder if it's tough for Edmond Memorial because they're landlocked. I mean, their boundaries are not going to change unless, redistricting.
Right.
So I don't know. But, it's tough.
And then I think Edmond wants to build another school out there past Covell, and that's going to be strictly 5A. So, I mean, this was what they want to do, So, I mean, that's another place where Edmond kids can go, we're splitting them out even more. That's tough if you're in Edmond.
It is. Very tough.
Meanwhile, other schools are staying one school.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right. That's our opening break. We need to take our time out. Who knows what's going to happen when we come back on the switching.
You can't fix that?
Well, I can't during the break because if I go over and push a button here, it's going to take the commercial
You're going to
off.
have to keep walking back and forth?
I'm thinking I'm probably going to have to.
We had one retirement this week. Maybe time for a second one.
Well, who's going to put all this stuff together?
Oh, you're back. You're good.
Okay. I think as long as the commercials work, that's the only thing.
Is that all that matters?
That really all that matters. When we come back, a basketball coach resigns after complaints.
And staff.
Couple coaches as well.
Yeah.
3 coaches, 2 or 3 coaches, all resign in the middle of the season. Not even in the middle of the season.
Yeah, start.
Complaints. Talk about that and more. This is the High School Huddle presented by Generations Church.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin, that's where the golden tenders come from, marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
It worked. Audio's moving. Welcome back, High School Huddle. Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. It is a High School Huddle here on Wednesday night, December 13th, 2023. Second segment here. We are presented by Generations Church. Appreciate Generations Church once again this year. We stay with coaching news and interesting news here out of Okarche, Oklahoma. Disclaimer, friends with the superintendent over there, Josh Summerall. So, longtime friend over there. So, I want to give a lot of credit to Hallie Hart over at the Oklahoman. She did a pretty good job on talking to Superintendent Summerall, and there was a school board meeting Monday night in Okarche. Mentioned there's a lot of meetings, school board meetings with coaches, but Haley Mitchell stepped down from her role as the Warriors head coach on Monday. My good friend Michael Swisher over at the Kingfisher Times and Free Press was the first to report the resignation. Also resigning was assistant coaches Kayleen Ullman and Sky Tilley resigning. Taking over the coaching reins now is Larry Black in the interim, and but the Swisher reported that Mitchell read her resignation at the school board meeting for Okarche, referencing that threats have been made to destroy the reputation of lives of my family, coaching staff, and myself. And again, Superintendent Summerall talked to Hallie Hart, and she said Mitchell had received a complaint from a parent during the past weekend, an anonymous letter including allegations of Mitchell and her family being excessively tough on girls basketball players and mentioned, quote, mental abuse, Summerall said. The anonymous letter alluded to the recent Kingfisher hazing lawsuit, which resulted in a $5 million settlement after former coach Jeff Myers was charged with child neglect. That is still proven innocent until proven guilty on that. Summerall said they referenced the letter, referenced that they would pursue possibly action that the lawsuit kind of mirrored. So her decision to step down was that she said did not want to take a chance in a parent doing basically what happened at Kingfisher, so she chose to step down and did not go through that. Again, this is Superintendent Summerall. Basically, what I've told our staff is the world we live in now as educators in this world are under attack. Educators not only here, but I'm talking everywhere. Parents are questioning decisions by educators, coaches, and respect level is nowhere near what it was 20 years ago. I know certainly there are cases out there where coaches have done things in the wrong, but also the majority of coaches do what they think is right and try to push their players and student athletes to the best of their ability, and that's called coaching.
Yes.
And again, this is Coach Mitchell. I mean, her mom was the legend coach at Okarche, Cherry Myers. And so Coach Myers was a tough coach. I mean, she's an old school coach. I'm sure Coach Mitchell followed her mom's footsteps in that way as best as you can in 2023. But the Okarche program finished with a winning record for the past 3 seasons and reached a Class A state semifinals in the past 2. So this is a good coach who was raised by a coach and resigns because of letters and threats because of, quote, mental abuse. And I got to tell you, honestly, I've been around high school. When I think of Okarche, I think of tough-minded kids at Okarche who win a lot of sporting events, just tough. And also, they're not on the phone. They have some good money over there with the GPT over there. Right. But I always think tough kids over there.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think so. But remember, it wasn't the kids; it was the parents.
It was the parents.
And I think that, and again, we have to file this disclaimer: no, absolutely nothing about the background on this.
It's an anonymous letter, so they couldn't even put their name on it.
Couldn't even put their name on it, which I have a fundamental problem to begin with.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's something this severe where you're going to impact people's careers, then put your name on it.
Yeah.
Well,
man, I understand, Coach. I have not talked to Superintendent Summerall. I didn't want to do that because I knew we were going to talk about this on a show. So, but his quotes in the article, in the Oklahoma's article, was enough to go with what we're talking about here. But was it someone just? I guess you got to take everything serious nowadays.
You absolutely have to.
Well, but there's two things here. We don't know. We don't know if what they're saying is accurate or not accurate. We got to start from that basis because we're not privy to all the information, right? So I want to say that to say this. We do live in a society now where everybody's quick to threaten lawsuits, quick to threaten to pull their kids,
social media posts out.
Social media, and I'm not saying because I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking in general here, right? It's tough to be a coach or a teacher in today's environment. It's very tough.
Yeah.
You don't have to, and listen, there's bad coaches out there. There's coaches out there that do exactly what they were saying here. Mm-hmm. We don't know if this situation here or not. And I could see a coach going, you know what? If you're going to accuse us of those kind of things, we'll make this easy for everybody. We're out.
But we're out. Do you go back into coaching somewhere else? Because it's not just isolated to Okarche. It's not isolated to Kingfisher. If you take a job at Toad Lick High School, are you going to run into the same issue?
Well, and again, it's, and I'll stand up. I guarantee you, she is an outstanding person and outstanding coach, and
you know her?
It's strictly on. I'm telling you, this was a parent issue. We saw it down in Duncan last year, where parents run great coaches out. They run them out, but for whatever reason it is, it's a decision they made. By the way, this team won a state championship just the year before that, and then they go out and they say these crazy stuff about the coaches, and the coaches just wash their hands of it. They're done with it. They don't get paid enough. Their stipend's not big enough to deal with this kind of stuff. All right. I mean, again, one of the coaches that stepped away, good friend of mine, great baseball mind, steps away, and he's reposting these and saying, when's enough? I mean, when can we get a handle on this to where parents, the first thing they do is make threats to somebody or do something or go straight to Facebook and tag News 4, 5, and 9 and say, hey, look here. And then that's the one thing the news stations love to do. Oh, here's a story here. Let's get our camera in somebody in an 8-year-old, 12-year-old's face and interview them and tell them how bad this person was when there's two sides to every story, but we're going to play one side of it, and try to really destroy people's lives. I mean, you really can do that to an innocent person, right?
Sure.
I mean, we've seen it, and when's enough? And I agree with Coach when he asked that question, because it's ridiculous.
Now, I will say this. I mean, there are situations, we all know them, where coaches are unapproachable to the parents. We all know coaches that feel like that they're the most important thing in town. I mean, we've seen that, right? I'm not saying where we live. I'm just saying everywhere. You see it. If you have a parent that's trying to communicate with the coach and the coach is non-approachable and won't give the parent the time of day, but it's something that's impacting their child, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that happens too. So you don't know where this thing escalated, right? What happened? We don't know any of the backstory. But I do know this. I know that it's parents have a right to communicate with people about their kids, but also parents. I know from at least when I was raised, my dad, it would be a real easy answer. If I didn't like something was going on, he'd say, work harder.
Yeah.
As it would add, I am working harder. Well, evidently you're not. I mean, he wouldn't have given 2 seconds thought about approaching a coach about anything because his whole deal was They don't come to my job, tell me how to do what I do.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to them and tell them how to do their job. Now, I'm oversimplifying things.
Yeah.
I realize that. But it's just, it's a different world we live in. There's no doubt about it.
There was conversations between the coach and the superintendent. By the way, the superintendent had won a state championship as a basketball coach. So Superintendent Summerall knows basketball and he knows coaching. So I'm sure he knows this situation very well. But there had to be a long discussion over multiple days when she comes to his office, and he knows. I mean, she's the coach for his program, for his school, and so they had some back and forth, and he probably had some confidence in her, and that still wasn't enough. I'm sure he said, "We know you're doing right. We know your assistants are doing right," and that wasn't good enough. That still wasn't good enough to keep her from not resigning.
Well, I think the threat of when people use terms like bring action, like what happened in Kingfisher, and you realize that there's a multi-million-dollar settlement, and again, criminal charges were brought up. I mean, you're making a lot of implications. Mm-hmm. I mean, you're, and that's why, again, we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm a teacher and somebody, or a coach and a teacher, and somebody uses that as an example, I'm like, well, this ain't worth it. Like you said, Ronnie.
Yeah.
This ain't worth it.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
And the Kingfisher thing comes up, but how many scenarios, if there's 10 scenarios, how many Kingfishers are there?
Oh,
one,
10,
two.
One or two.
I mean, one or two to that level.
And we can't expect that everybody's always going to do the right thing because we're talking about human beings.
Sure.
I mean, everybody doesn't do the right thing in any profession.
But parents are human beings, right?
They are human beings, but parents also, and I'll use myself as an example, when my kids were playing, I was out of my ever-loving mind. I mean, when you have kids playing, it means so much more to you than when your kids aren't playing. And so reasonable people that are reasonable in all other aspects of their life, when it comes to their kids and something about athletics brings out crazy.
Yeah.
It just does.
Yeah.
And I'm as guilty as anybody over the years. And I've never threatened a coach, never went to, but I'm just saying in general, it means a lot to these parents. Me included when my kids were in school.
My kid's a freshman this year.
Yeah.
Start ramping up after baseball coaches.
Oh, yeah, go after him. I saw a couple things today I didn't like. Got that one assistant wears a Cubs hat all the time. Oh, where's your Cubs hat?
At the house.
Oh, no.
Dear coaches.
Dear coaches.
From Anonymous. Get out of here, man.
The anonymous thing drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's weak.
It's anonymous just drives me nuts. Because what's that teaching the kids?
And
quit.
Run and hide behind things.
Yeah, quit.
Run and threaten stuff, but don't even be.
Things get tough.
Don't even be so confident in your position that you're not willing to publicly state it.
Yep.
I mean,
I got to tell you, when I hear stuff like this, and it's just how I am. It's just how I'm wired. When I hear that, I always default to the coaches.
Tune them out. Yeah.
I always think the coaches until.
Yeah.
Because if there's one, then what if this was building up a little bit? Wouldn't they go to the principal or go to the superintendent?
AD, somebody.
AD, yes. If it was building up to this, but all of a sudden it's just an anonymous letter, just pop.
Yeah.
People can say and they can write anything they want to say and write if they don't have to prove it. Don't have to stand behind it.
All right.
Weak. Very weak.
I need to take a time out.
Oh, boy.
Feel
Is there anything else off the field we got to talk about?
Am I overlooking something on the field?
Did we talk about the new transfer rule last week?
We did talk about the new transfer rule.
Last week we did?
There was lawsuit. We didn't get to talk about the lawsuit.
Talk about that. We didn't talk.
Yeah, we talked about the transfer.
Did we last week?
Yeah, we
had Dr. Simpson on the show.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
The guy who made one of the votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I got issues. It's a real thing, Ronnie.
But there was, we weren't able to get to it.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that new lawsuit.
Did it happen? Did it happen on Wednesday or the Thursday?
I thought it was Thursday or Friday.
It might have been Thursday or Friday.
Thursday or Friday.
So we weren't able to
for the safety of the children.
For the safety. So do we need to take a time out and
we can push right through this.
Go right through it? Okay.
Whatever you want to do. Ronnie, you good?
Oh, I don't care.
You need a break?
No, we can go through it here. We will talk Class A and Class 2A state championship games as well.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
There was a couple games on.
Yeah, that'd be last segment,
Saturday.
right?
There was, we'll get that last segment. And then a Class B state championship as well. We can talk about those 3 games here in a few moments. But, private schools suing the OSSAA on Rule 14, which is the private school bumping up topic. And, Ronnie, you want to, or somebody get me until I can kind of
What do you need?
discuss
Well,
it.
essentially, what's happening is the lawsuit is basically now wanting for the private schools get bumped up based on success or whatever. And again, if this lawsuit wins, it's just going to be even more chaos because now we got to redistrict everything.
Yeah, everything.
Everything it gets redistrict and just.
And the argument's student athlete safety.
Okay.
What was put in what I read last night.
Yeah, I got it right here now for
Student
you.
athlete safety.
It's not like an A school is going up to 6A school. There's still levels,
Right.
you know.
I saw a lot of cats in 4A and 3A football and 2A football.
Oh, yeah.
They're more than capable of handling themselves.
Oh,
in 6A football.
yeah, no doubt.
What about when they 7-on-7 in the summertime? They always play up.
I mean, it's weak.
All right. Private schools want to challenge the rule commonly known as Rule 14, as we just talked about. 5 metro. That was another interesting part. It was metro. None of the Tulsa schools or anywhere else, but it's 5 metro in the Oklahoma City area. 5 metro private schools suing the OSSA. Says Rule 14 puts their students' safety at risk. And David Morton, the president and principal at Bishop McGinnis High School, the president of Bishop McGinnis High School. I knew he was the principal. And by the way, Coach.
It's called president?
El Presidente.
I know him as Coach Morton. He was a long time, highly successful cross country coach. At McGinnis, but he says, quote, it puts our students in a situation where they can compete against some of the best in their own particular class division and creates a broader competitiveness atmosphere. Morton says being a part of the OSA has benefits, but adds Rule 14 directly discriminates against private schools. The attorneys getting involved with the private schools says Rule 14 appears neutral on its face if a school meets 3 of these 4 requirements. Those requirements: if the school has the ability to decline admission or enrollment to a student, even if the student and the student's parents or custodial parent or court-appointed guardian with legal custody of the student, you got to put all those in.
Oh, yeah.
It's all legal.
Yes, it is. Reside within that school's public school district or designated geographic area. The school is located within 15-mile radius of a school placed in 5A or 6A classification, according to the ADM. Fewer than 25% of the children enrolled at school in grades 9 through 12 qualify for free or reduced lunches. Or the school's ADM in grades 9 through 12 have increased by 50% or more of the previous school years. But if any of those happens, the school must move up in classes. And the OSA, of course, we know recently removed the cap of how many classes a school can move up. That happened over in the summer. So it used to be a cap at 5A, but now school's going to 6A. But Coach Morton said, now you're competing against large schools in a state, Broken Arrow, which has over 5,000 students, Jinx and Owasso, and Union. He says, currently right now, McGinnis has 700 students.
I think McGinnis would fare well against Broken Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they play 5A soccer, swim, cheer. So basically the private schools are concerned about a coupling stipulation that if a successful team is the successful boys or girls, both boys and girls have to move up, which is true. The Crossings Christians basketball team has been really, really good in the state tournament. They move up, so the girls have to move up. But
I see that as I can see the concern there.
Yeah,
with that.
it does.
But you think about it, think about all the extra travel if you're not in the same class. Where you're going to go for ball games. Just a lot of stuff. Parents trying to get there. I just think it's rich when the private schools want to sue on stuff and say it's student safety.
Yeah, and how do in a court of law, and I'm far from attorney.
Oh,
Phil,
we got it.
Phil's a judge. You basically.
Judge everything. Yeah.
I'm Supreme Court justice.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
But how do you prove that it's a safety? It's not safe.
Well, that's what I'm
Are
trying
the
to.
6A kids hit harder than 3A kids?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
how do you prove that?
Let me tell you this.
How do you prove?
You know what's a school safety issue? Capitol Hill playing the schools they're playing.
U.S. grants.
U.S. grants, those kind of schools. That's truly a safety. They're out there playing the big boys with 18 kids.
And McGinnis and Heritage Hall and St. Mary's.
I mean, so I don't, listen, there's plenty of problems out there in the world. This ain't one of them.
A lot of people say, well, you know what? Private schools.
Go start your own.
Play with private schools, go against private schools, and public go against public.
I mean, does the OSSAA have to accept them as members?
Well, they did several decades ago, and once the private schools were let in, they're part of the membership. So I think it'd be really hard to get rid of the private schools.
Well, my point is, if it's so if it's truly a safety issue, wouldn't they do whatever they needed to make sure that their kids were safe? It's truly a safety issue. But it's truly a safety issue.
The private schools are saying they just want a level playing ground. Which is kind of
which is again very rich, very rich. I mean, it's comical. It's absolutely comical.
Well,
I mean,
the transfer rule just passed. I mean, it could benefit them if somebody wants to move in.
I personally watched,
or not even move in, really.
Since the gentleman from McGinnis is the one that said this, the president.
Well, and I certainly think News 9 got the heads up on this because as soon as the suit was filed, boom, a 5-minute news thing is already produced and on there. So I think News 9 got the lead on this from this. So when it dropped, it was ready to go.
I just think it's very funny that, and I'm going to say it by name since they have such a strong view, McGinnis. I've personally seen over the years McGinnis coaches walk up to kids from public schools and say, hey, we got a place for you over on our team if you want to come to McGinnis. Mm-hmm. I've personally watched it. I mean, so don't talk to me about we just want it to be fair. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it.
By the way, that's a good reminder that coaches, you should not be doing that. There's an open transfer, but you should not be out there talking about your great offense and the spread offense. And college coaches really like.
Oh, you got a lot of connections.
That's a lot of moving parts off the field.
Now, we didn't talk about that part of the open transfer last week. That happened about 12 hours after.
Last week was fresh. I mean,
very fresh.
It happened the day we had our show.
And then by the time we're home, we get all these messages and we see it all like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Out of control.
If you're interested, we have a spread offense. We have a 3-4 defense.
Yeah.
We'd like to
pro-style defense.
We'd like to get up and down the field.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying.
And housing's not an issue. And why did he say housing's not an issue anymore? Because you don't have to step foot in that classroom.
No.
You don't have to live there. You don't even have to go to class there. You can do virtual.
You can go online.
You can go online school. You don't ever have to step foot in a classroom at that school. Now, and listen, I don't blame the OSSAA.
They're getting ahead of it.
They're trying to get ahead of it, trying to do what they need to do.
Because if they didn't do it now, they would be forced to do it
later by our legislators that need to worry about unemployment and
budgets
and stuff that we send them there to worry about, not high school frickin' sports.
Yeah.
I mean, it's asinine. Now I need a break.
I told you.
I need a break.
Drink Fresca.
All right, we're going to take another time out here on the High School Huddle. We got to talk about some of the state championships, Class B, Class A, and Class 2A. Last week, 3 champions crowned. We'll talk about that and much more. It is the High School Huddle.
Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by 2 combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Lewis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Lewis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
And we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Welcome back, High School Huddle. Is it really week 16? That's the title of the show, week 16.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, that'll work.
It's our week.
Yes.
It's our week.
It's our week. We gave the football teams 15 weeks.
Gave them all we had.
We gave them 1 week here. So,
Give them all we had.
Class B state championships last Friday night at Southern Nazarene University. It was 8-6 at the beginning. I was like, oh, here we go, good game. And then it was over pretty quick after that. Sealing, 48-16 over the Elma Comets. So congratulations to Sealing, Class B state champions. And then we move over to Chad Richardson Stadium on last Saturday afternoon at University of Central Oklahoma. First game of the day was the Class A state championship game. And it was Fairview going back-to-back, defeating Hooker 34-8. It was Hooker's first ever state championship game. And it was obviously Fairview playing in their second consecutive game. And Fairview, as expected, they were the number one team from the get-go.
Yeah.
All the way to the end as they go a perfect 15-0. And what I think they won 30 in a row. 30,
30
15-0 last year as well.
Yep.
Jax Bernard had a tremendous game for the Jackets. As I pull up his numbers here real quick. There we go. Jax Bernard, 18 carries, 121 yards, had a touchdown, almost 7 yards per carry, 12 of 21 passing, 231 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did have a long pass of 57 yards. Isaiah Burris had 5 catches for 97 yards, but Reed Martins, 4 catches, 111 yards as Fairview really took it to Hooker. Led 7-0 after the first quarter, 27-0 at halftime, and then both teams scored once in the fourth quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, just kind of back on the last segment, if Fairview was a private school and he had to get moved up to 3A, they would be just fine. I promise you. How good was Fairview last week?
Well, I mean, that kid
Jax Bernard was stud, man.
Spin it, baby.
He's good. He's real good.
And their coach, his dad, the coach, does a great job just leading the team as well.
Yeah, Fairview 166 passing yards, 230 passing rush. Or said that wrong. 166 rushing yards, 231 passing yards. So they were well balanced in their attack there. So
And the bulk of those rushing yards was the quarterback.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
he had 121. The team had 174.
Yeah, I mean, he rightfully so is the MVP, the Academy Sports and Outdoors MVP, and so it was just a good display of high quality football. That's why this safety stuff. You guys remember the kid from Hooker, number 75, the lineman?
Yeah.
Stud.
You're going to tell me that kid couldn't compete at 6'8"?
Well, he'll
play college ball. He's going to play college ball.
He was 6'2", 325, or 6'4", 6'3".
6'3", 325, could run and was mean when he got there. I mean, he was as physical of an offensive lineman I saw during championship.
I haven't watched an offensive lineman like I watched him all year long.
Yeah,
like every play I watched him. Yeah.
The kid was unbelievable.
I wonder what Alabama's enrollment is compared to Northwestern. Northwestern's at a distance.
Exactly. I mean, it's
back to Rule 14, previous segment. Yeah. You mentioned 75. I do want to mention Hooker's running back.
Yeah, very
Justin
good.
Palacios. He's a freshman. Just a freshman. He had 82 yards or 80 yards on the ground, but you can tell he with some more maturity, he's going to be a good player.
Oh yeah, because he's physically all there as a freshman. Yeah, he's a player.
And then the final game of the high school football season, it was Washington and Millwood, and it was a rematch of last year's state championship, and a game that I think all three of us thought could very well happen. Yep. Number 1 versus number 2 for a good part of the year, and Washington jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Millwood then scores 18 points in the second quarter, 18-7. You're thinking, okay, Millwood, this is their chance to get some revenge over last year's close loss. But then Washington scores 2 touchdowns in the third, 20 more points in the fourth, and Millwood did have a fourth quarter touchdown, but Washington wins at 41-24.
Yeah, and really Washington just kind of flexed their muscles as the game went along. And
made good adjustments for sure.
Made good adjustments, very well coached. Talk about a team that's well coached. But Coach Beller does a great job. But the thing that stood out about them was their big. They got, of course, the big tight ends being recruited by everybody in the country, and I can't remember which ones the Iowa State commit.
Cooper Alexander,
Iowa State commit. He's got a younger brother that's a freshman.
He was all over the place.
That's a big time player. That's going to be a stud. But I thought their most explosive weapon as far as catching the ball was the wide receiver. Number was
6?
It 7 or 6?
Cage Morris.
Yes, I think that's right.
He had 3 catches, 65 yards.
Good-looking kid.
Nate Roberts, the junior tight end that was committed to Notre Dame, and has now taken that commitment back and now has not announced anything. But Nate Roberts had 1 catch, 85 yards. Now I think that was
first drive.
First drive of the game. Yeah.
Of course, but they win as Major Cantrell win. I mean, that's the spark plug. That's the fuel to the engine. That young man can flat play.
Well, don't forget about the one that
Hudson Howard.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the play Roberts made down the sideline. Catches the ball, hurdles a guy, runs 60-some yards for a touchdown. A penalty that had nothing to do with the play was called, and that got called back. But Nate Roberts, he's the real deal. He's good.
Hudson Howard, 32 carries, 90 yards. But Major Cantrell, 206 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. Then he also ran for a few yards as well. So congratulations to Washington. Yep. And so we look back, our state championship picks.
Oh, boy.
I haven't done the numbers here. We probably need to take a time out and do all this numbers here real quick.
Well, I can tell you what I went.
I mean, do we have to?
Yeah, I think so.
I went 5-2.
We need a third segment.
What'd I go? Is that better than 5-2?
Oh, as far as preseason?
Preseason.
Okay, yeah.
Championship picks,
okay.
Preseason.
Preseason?
Yeah.
Well, I did better on preseason.
I got mine right here. So
I did better on preseason. Right. We can do this. I know.
Okay, good. Yeah, all right, we'll take our final timeout here this evening. We are presented by Generations Church. When we come back, we'll see how we did as we wrap up our football season as well. This is the High School Huddle.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.
Hey, you in the third row. Yes, you. When was your last dental checkup? Dr. Louis Turney and his staff provide dental care in a fun, relaxing environment. Still not convinced? Prefer to sleep through your appointment? No problem. We can do that too. Our staff can ensure you have a relaxing experience no matter what. Got kids? Hey, so do we. Come see what all the moms are talking about. Our kid-friendly staff loves to provide care to even the tiniest of teeth. Give us a call today. We've got the whole family covered.
Give Dr. Louis Turney a call at 282-7600.
Today I'm sharing Golden Chick with the world. Are you ready to taste Golden Chick for the first time? 100% tenderloin. That's where the golden tenders come from. Marinated for 24 hours.
It is amazing.
Then we also got the rolls, made fresh.
It feels like they were just baked.
You know why it feels that way? They were.
Every time I go, I like to get extra rolls, so I love it.
We are being kind of photobombed right now by the one and only Clucky. Have you met Clucky the chicken? Don't get too starstruck. He's just a regular guy. One taste, and you're golden. He's on Tender. That's like a chicken dating app.
Sometimes you need immediate care and can't get in to see your doctor during regular hours. With Mercy Convenient Care in Guthrie, you can walk in without an appointment and get the medical attention you need at a lower cost and with shorter waiting time than your local emergency room. The Mercy Convenient Care is located at 2919 South Division. For any concerns, call 405-282-6301. Services are provided by Mercy Hospital, Logan County. Choose Guthrie. Choose Mercy. Aspen Roofing is a family-owned roofing company with more than 20 years of experience and achievements across Oklahoma. Aspen Roofing takes pride in the personal service we provide on each job, and we strive to maintain the highest level of quality while offering our customers a reasonable price. It is our commitment to help you understand the process of getting a new roof from start to finish. Call Robbie Hudson for a free roofing estimate at 405-562-0026.
Exxon was founded by two combat-proven veterans to help businesses grow from mediocre to exceptional. We know from experience that your culture and trust throughout the organization drive superior performance. Most business owners focus on the urgent rather than the important. They are just struggling to survive. The team at Exxon helps owners identify challenges, build solutions, and focus on growth. Do you trust your team? Does your team trust you? If not, we can help. We are Exxon.
Welcome back to the High School Huddle, presented by Generations Church.
Welcome back, final time here tonight on the High School Huddle. Appreciate you checking us out on this Wednesday evening. Ronnie Phillips, Phil Nichols, Chris Evans with you. Football season in the books.
Oh, in the books.
Kind of glad.
Now we'll get some postseason.
I was done with
postseason awards.
Postseason awards.
Trophy.
I do have.
Give me that big banana.
That's a littlest banana.
I do have 5A2.
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 District 2?
Creating new conferences?
What did I say?
5A2.
Yeah, Class 5A District 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry if I thought you guys, 16th week, you guys know what 5A2 means.
That doesn't mean our fans do.
All right, fans and Phil, good save. Good save.
He's always good at saving.
All district team for 5A2.
Oh, very good. Oh, here
This
we
is
go.
what you came up with?
No, this is the coaches.
Okay, let's give it to
I
you.
just haven't done a story yet.
Okay, you got to follow the disclaimer. Follow the disclaimers.
Yeah, disclaimer is it's all seniors.
Yeah, it's all seniors. So if you're not a senior, not even eligible.
Blah.
Go ahead.
District Player of the Year.
In 5A2?
Yeah.
Well, that
Xavier
would be Mr.
Robinson.
Xavier Robinson. Offensive Player of the Year.
Well, they want everybody to get an award, so they're going to give it to Harper.
Well, these are the big ones. So these are, I think, legit for
They're going to
seniors.
give it to Harper.
Harper, yeah. Jalen Harper, Offensive Player of the Year. I think he'll all-state.
You should.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year.
Co.
Yeah.
Well, one of them's Eli Maroney.
Eli Maroney's one of them.
And I'm going to say the other one's a little linebacker from Carl Albert.
Easton
number 2.
Harless.
Yeah.
Easton Harless.
And I would vote that same way. I'd be good with that.
Yeah.
The Offensive Lineman of the Year goes to Carl Albert's Tanner Norman.
Okay.
Tanner Norman, baseball player at Murray State commit.
Okay.
Yep.
Did not know that.
First baseman.
The Defensive Lineman of the Year.
Because Eli can't win that one again?
No, yeah, Eli's off the board.
No, you only get one. Doesn't matter if you should have 2.
And you have to be a senior.
Number 5.
No, it was not Delonte Glover. It was Trayvon Braxton, Defensive Lineman of the Year.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Totally. Special Teams Player of the Year, Will Killigan of Bishop McGuinness. The Ironman of the Year, Cannon Wood of Piedmont.
What's the Iron Man mean? Is that throwing award to make sure you get one more in there?
I think it's just the overall tough guy. Overall,
Really?
How do you
Cannon Wood. How do you
determine if it's not safe? How do you determine Iron Man?
Yeah, because it's not safe. We can't be.
Well, that's why McGinnis kid didn't get it.
We're going to change it to the sweetest man of the year.
First team quarterback, Hayden Calvert. Running back, Bishop McGuinness, John Paul Spaniard. Wide receivers, Delmar Miller of Shawnee, Peter Balaki of Bishop McGuinness. Tight end, Jordan Kopich of Lawton Ike. Halfback, Tito Kingston of Lawton Ike.
Oh, he was a good player.
Yep. Trap Shawnee Q. What's Q? Trap Shawnee. Offensive line, Tommy White of Guthrie. Easton Collier of Carl Albert. Trey Holland of Carl Albert. Javier DeFrancisco of Bishop McGuinness. Tyler Huskavitsky of Piedmont.
Oh, boy.
And
Good try.
Samari
Good try.
Alto of Lawton Ike. DeFrancisco. First team defense, Delonte Glover of Guthrie. Nico Pena of Guthrie.
Good for Nico.
Brock Johnson of Carl Albert. Jermaine View, Lawton Ike. Talon Owen of Piedmont. Terry Flowers of Southeast. Graham Nichols of Bishop McGuinness. And Jalen Stewart of Bishop McGuinness. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defensive linemen.
So
there's 6 linebackers.
Oh, sweet.
Tony Worry, Lawton Ike. Devon Arkunau of Lawton Ike. Josh Varnell, Guthrie. Jason Hare, Shawnee. Brogan Hardy, Piedmont. Jack Foster of McGuinness. There were 6 safeties. Kyle McCoy, Piedmont.
This is
Rico
first
Watson.
team?
Yeah, first team defense. Yeah.
There's 118 people
Charles
playing on
Manos,
this team.
McGuinness. Jakari Carter, Carl Albert. Direki.
So if you started for any team in 6'8", 5'8",
You got an award.
you got an award. Congratulations.
The corners, both from Guthrie, Nate Benford and Xavier Robinson, except for there's 2 more.
You mean Williams?
Connor Holland. I'm sorry, Xavier Williams. What did I say?
Robinson.
My bad. Xavier Williams of Guthrie and Jalen Jones of Lawton Ike. And specialist Nicholas Elmorse. It doesn't say.
So neither one of the brothers made all district, or were they one of the 18?
Yeah, Rico Watson was a safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I won't go over second team. I'll have it in the Guthrie News page at another day. So.
Now that's YMCA rules.
Dallas says, sorry, I'm late to the party. Had some basketball duties to attend
Dallas
to.
in the house.
It is definitely, all the comments aren't working. Oh, there it is.
I see him.
On the screen. There it is. Dallas says, it would be easier to say who didn't make the first team
That's
at this
right.
point. Yeah.
I did not.
Okay.
Yuck. I'm happy for the kids to get recognition, but at the
Xavier
same time,
Robinson ran for 4,500 yards last year. Didn't get any of this.
Yeah, you have to be a senior. Yeah, it's
None.
I think it helps the football banquets across the state. So that's just
If you're an underclassman, you're sitting there going, really?
Kevin Sperry Jr.
Kevin Sperry going, really? I'm not all district. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why there will be other lists that will come out that will have.
Sure there will.
Can you be all state as a junior?
I don't think you can.
Coaches all state no.
Oh,
They ought to do away with that.
Well, it's a senior thing.
Well, right, which don't call it all state then. Call it all senior team.
yeah.
Because it's not a true all state team.
True.
I mean,
All state senior team.
And then a lot of players won't play in the all-state game because they're going off to college.
Exactly.
So they bump everyone up, and they're considered all-state. So, yeah, it's exhibition. It's just lists.
just cheap.
It's like the Pro Bowl now. Does anybody watch the Pro Bowl games anymore?
No, they play flag football.
And dodgeball and yeah.
All right, we're going to end
Your boy Patrick Mahomes showed his butt.
Well, it's a terrible call.
So we started the high school huddle apparently 16 weeks ago.
God, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And we had our state championship picks.
Yeah.
Preseason, before there was even a snap.
Yeah.
In 6A1, Ronnie, who'd you pick?
I picked, Union. Yeah.
I also picked Union. I really thought Union was.
I did too.
I really thought.
I did
that.
too.
Truly thought that. Phil, who'd you go with?
Well, the obvious pick, Bixby.
And we didn't know Bixby was that good.
No, we didn't.
Going to be that good.
Sure found out.
Sure
as
found
year
out.
went along.
I did switch Bixby. I did switch to Bixby at during playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
I switched as well.
Yeah.
Because we can only make one switch.
Yeah.
And we both went with Bixby. In Class 6A2, I picked Deer Creek to win it.
As did I.
As did Phil.
Oh, really? You got
The Fighting Josh Seabolts. By the way, Josh says, how about them Ruffers? Way to pick them, Ronnie.
I picked the Muskogee Ruffers.
In preseason?
Preseason, baby.
Did you ride with them all through the season?
All season long.
Yeah, good.
All season long.
Seabolt, stay tuned. With our next show on the open mic. We talk about
We got
Seabolt.
things.
I'm gonna try something for the first time ever on the high school or on the open mic.
He's gonna smoke weed.
It's a state show.
State
You
show,
can't
never
say
mind.
that.
The next show.
Oh, next show. Sorry.
Yeah. Golly.
It's our last show because
Well, something he said he's never done.
we just
before.
got
Can't
canceled.
take me anywhere. How you
Canceled.
know?
Yeah, we just got canceled.
Okay, by who?
I said
Somebody.
Oh, somebody's canceling this?
Anonymous letter.
I had parents send stuff to Dr. Simpson about me being associated with you, and I can't coach baseball no more.
Really?
Yeah, probably just
You know
now.
what? You're welcome, people.
Class 5A, moving on. Preseason, I picked the Carl Albert Titans.
Phil?
Preseason?
Preseason.
Carl Albert Titans.
I said Carl Albert.
Huge.
14-0. Then, Phil, you switched.
I switched to my Blue Jays.
Oh, you did.
Well, I believed it. And I still think they're the biggest matchup challenge for them.
That was
in the
closest
state.
game.
I
Closest
still
game.
think that.
All right, Class 4A, I picked Wagner.
I did too.
Me too. Congratulations, Blanchard.
Yep.
Coach Craig, congrats. Class 3A, Ronnie, who'd you pick?
Oh man, I picked Heritage Hall preseason, but I start picking Lincoln Christian about 3 weeks into the season.
I picked the Hall as well, and I switched over about week 9 or 10. But after watching the game, I still think Heritage Hall is a better team.
No, yeah, because Andy Bass
That injury doesn't happen.
Yeah, Andy
they
Bass
walk
had that
out.
team rolling. Yeah, no doubt. I think if he don't get injured, I think Heritage Hall
That's part
does
of the
win
game.
that one.
Part of
Yep,
the game.
it is.
Yep.
Excuses are done.
Yep,
What
it
is
is. Okay,
excuses?
we're done. Who'd you pick?
I picked Heritage Hall for
okay.
everything you guys just said.
Jeez.
In 2A, I picked the Washington Warriors to win.
I did too.
Yeah, that was an easy one.
Yep.
And then in Class A, I picked Colcord.
I went with Fairview.
Colcord?
Yeah.
Didn't you go with Colcord?
Well, last year I did.
I thought
not
this year
at the beginning of the season.
Preseason, you didn't go back with Colcord?
No, I went Fairview.
So we went 4-3, you and I?
4-3. Yep.
Oh,
Chris,
co-champions.
what'd you go?
2 and something.
Oh, we're co-champions.
5, 2 and 5. Yeah.
2 and 5.
Yeah.
So we're co-champions. You know, nothing? Nothing? Co-champions?
Overall winner right here.
It's
Worst to first. So next year, Chris will be. Oh no, you'll win again.
Worst to first.
Yeah, you'll
Worst
win
to
again.
first. That's
You'll
right.
win again next year.
That's right.
Chris will always be second place. Doesn't take any risk.
Oh, boy. Takes a risk every time he hits that button with you and I on here.
The email's already flooding in with the Oklahoma MMA authority. All right, we are out of here. We're going to take, no more breaks. We're done. The High School Huddle.
Thanks for joining us this year.
Yeah, it was a fun season.
It's good to see everybody at the state championship games. Phil's got a huge fan base. Everybody knows Phil now. So,
Well, and Ronnie.
well, more you. I'm just recognizable because I wear a Cubs hat.
They do say, who's that guy who wears the Cubs hat?
Did they say anything about me?
No.
A couple things about you being
See,
boring, but
Cubs hat, bald.
Bald.
Never know what you're going to
just blend in.
Yeah,
you could blend in.
Yeah.
Ronnie could blend in if you took the Cubs hat off.
I just work behind the scenes and just sweat.
Sweat. I've never seen you sweat once.
Hit the button. Tell the people thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Big thank you to everybody. We're going to tune off here, but coming up, we're going to have our open mic.
Thanks for watching, Dallas.
And
thanks,
thank
Dallas.
you, Dallas and Josh and Cody tonight.
Yeah, appreciate all.
making all the comments. But we're going to sign off, but we're going to come right back on our Second Banana Media YouTube page, and we're going to have we kind of went informal a second ago, but a lot more informal on our next show. So big congratulations to all the state champions this year. Congratulations on the great stories. It was fun covering high school football, and that'll do it here for the High School Huddle in 2023.
At Generations Church, we exist to love God, love people, and serve both well. We're a multi-generational, multicultural church that believes in being a light to our city and our region. At Generations, we don't believe that church can be put in a box. We're a church that accepts all people from all walks of life, young, old, rich, and poor, and you will feel welcome at Generations. Join us at 10 a.m. every Sunday at 2524 West Noble in Guthrie, America. You can also join us at generationsguthrie.online.church.